Hello, my name is Brian Gleason. I'm the Global TMA President. I'm here with Pauline Chow at the Distressed Investing Conference. Pauline, welcome.
Thank you, Brian. I'm a managing director and principal at Birch Lake. We are a private capital and advisory firm. We invest in lower middle market, mostly industrials, food, but at our true nature, we're opportunistic, and if the deal is right, we will be an investor.
So tell me what it means to be opportunistic in the market. What does that mean?
Sure. If there's a deal that is passed by all the private equity, all the white shoe private equity that otherwise don't see a path to growth, we will take a look and we will try to identify a structure that works, that will build value over time, and that's how we make our bread and butter.
So when you say build value over time, so these are companies that have potential, but maybe it's hidden from other lenders or other investors.
Absolutely. There could be lots of reasons why the obvious choice is not to put in the work operationally. There could be assets that are not obvious that we could leverage for financing structures. There are just lots of ways to look at a company, not just in that very small, narrow. All the companies are going to give you projections that are hockey stick, right? That are just, here's my 5-year growth plan. And your job is to suss out whether or not that's actually practical, whether or not you have the management team that can help foster that growth, whether or not the industry, is apropos at the time. That's not going to be, like too much disruption in that industry that's going to displace your company. But there's so many factors that we, value and we bring into the equation when we look at an opportunity. So when you talk about what's opportunistic, anything that we could leverage and grow.
So you're looking for opportunities where other people don't see value.
Correct.
And you do. And so you provide capital in places that other people do. So companies that have potential that might not be able to achieve it with other capital providers.
Right. And we do roll our sleeves up and we get dirty alongside the management team, offering our know-how. We're not the go-to when it comes to like, how do I build out a factory? But, we have, how do I get the financing to hire the right people, get the right equipment, build out the right lines. So that's where we bring our value.
So when somebody comes to you, why are they coming to you as opposed to a bank?
Right. So banks are looking for 100% asset coverage in most cases. They're not comfortable with that little bit of airball that we can usually tolerate. And so we do short-term private capital as well, but it's never really the first choice because it's expensive capital. And so we try to find you the cheapest option, and sometimes, the companies we work with, we go to the outside third parties for that cheaper capital because it makes more sense. And so we build on whether or not we can add value. So when it comes to financing, when it comes to like making the right decisions about structure, how you're organized.
So what are you seeing? So what's happening in the market today? You're in the opportunistic side of the world. So that's the side where people have seen stress probably sooner, right? You're seeing stress sooner than a lot of us see it.
Right.
So what are you seeing in the market today?
So anything that's infused with technology. So again, we invest in a fair amount of food and anything that is touching on how to make it better. Infusing like all the agricultural advances in food. So any type of technology, it's like that value plus, that food that's like more elevated. It's pasture-raised, it's organic, it's clean, it's using technology to make sure that FDA and USDA approval is like easily obtained, things of that nature.
And so when you look out for the next year, where are the opportunities going to come for opportunistic capital?
I don't think that the debt funds of the world, the more expensive capital is going to ever displace the more traditional banks. That's always going to be the cheaper capital. there's structures so that you can use to, if you have a multi-tranche deal, getting to that third tranche, right, where there's really risk heavy, but like using a personal guarantee to make sure that your position is still somewhat secured. I see a lot of those types of structures coming into play in the future where you're getting that downside protection, but not in the usual places that you would, or like leveraging an account, a deposit account that you can use as collateral. We'll identify the right structure for the deal that makes the most sense.
And so the market that we're in, the restructuring market, is full of opportunities for capital that is non-traditional. And as you said, capital with knowledge, right? Where we come in and we find partners like your firm who can find something different. They have to think out of the box because you're not cheap capital,
right?
But you're a solution that the market needs, and we find a solution. So that's really what you do in the market.
Yes, exactly. So we never view any competitor as a competitor.
Sure.
They're a referral source, right? They're helping you. We can have multiple people at the TMA looking at the same deal, and everyone will take a pass, and then there's one, capital provider that will find the opportunity there to make it work for their balance sheet, for their investor pool, for their LPs. And so that's where we get creative.
So how does TMA factor into how you do business? As you said, there's competitors of yours in the room.
Yes.
And so how does it factor in?
It's a community, right? First and foremost, TMA is a community of professionals in the turnaround and corporate renewal space. That's how I view it. Every person that I shake hands with is a potential referral source. I just don't understand how you can be a part of the turnaround space and not be a member of the Turnaround Management Association.
Pauline, thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Brian. It's been a pleasure.